Hello students of class 11. Today we will start the second part of the chapter Biosphere. The second part starting from hydrological cycle or water cycle. Hydrological cycle, thus we know all that water in our earth surface is available in the ocean, ponds, reservoirs, lakes, everywhere. So because of the solar energy or sun's heat, water from these water sources evaporates and goes up in the higher atmosphere. After reaching the higher atmosphere, it comes in contact with the cold air where condensation takes place, and it condenses to form clouds, and this cloud starts to float in the higher atmosphere, and when it becomes too heavy to float, it comes down on the earth as rain. And after reaching the earth's surface, this water again reaches in the reservoirs, lakes, ponds, etc., and some amount of water enters into the underground as groundwater. So in this way, this cyclic movement of water is called water cycle or hydrological cycle. The next part is the carbon cycle. Similarly, the movement of the carbon, cyclic movement of carbon in different chemical forms from the atmosphere to the earth's surface, again return back to the atmosphere, is called carbon cycle. Oxygen cycle, same, the movement of the oxygen from cyclic movement of oxygen in chemical form from atmosphere to the earth's surface and again return back to the atmosphere is called carbon oxygen cycle. And there are nitrogen cycle, phosphoric cycle. In nitrogen cycle, one point is very important, that is nitrification or nitrogen fixation. It is not given in your book. Nitrogen fixation or nitrification is a process by which atmospheric nitrogen gets fixed in the soil by the leguminous plants during lightning and thunder. Nitrogen is not available in the soil directly, but atmospheric nitrogen we cannot use, but the leguminous plants like peas, beans can fix the nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen in the root, and from there we can get the nitrogen. Okay. Next part is the ecology and ecosystem. Very important. Ecology and ecosystem. Ecology and ecosystem. The word ecosystem was designed by A.G. Transley. He was a British ecologist in 1935. Ecosystem is a system in which all plants and living creatures live in a particular area considered together with their physical environment, where all the living organisms, plants and animals live considered together with their physical environment is called ecosystem. And the word ecology was designed by Ernest Haeckel. Ecology is a special branch of subject, deals with the subject of ecosystem. Ecology is defined as a scientific study of the relationship of living organisms with each other and their environment. Okay, the two definitions very important. What is ecology? What is ecosystem? And who proposed the term or devised the concept of ecosystem and ecology. Next, there are two types of ecosystem: natural ecosystem and man-made ecosystem. Natural ecosystem means the ecosystem designed by nature itself. There are different types of natural ecosystem like forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem. These are all created by nature. So they are natural ecosystem. Next, artificial ecosystem means the man-made ecosystem created by man, like city ecosystem, cropland ecosystem, etc. Now, in a pond ecosystem, there are different types of organisms present, starting from biotic component to abiotic component. The abiotic component in the forest includes soil, minerals, rocks, carbon dioxide, gases, energy, heat, solar energy, etc. And the biotic component includes the abiotic components, the producers and the consumers. Producers are the green plants who can produce their own food, and the consumers are the organisms that cannot produce their own food. Those depends on the green plants for their food. Okay. Now consumers are of three types: primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. Primary consumers are those consumers who primarily depends on the green plants for their food. Secondary, for example, deer, for example, cow. Then secondary consumer includes those who feed on primary consumer for their food. For example, lizard, fox, wolf, and tertiary consumer depends on primary consumer, secondary consumer, for example, lion, fox, etc. Apart from this, you will get different types of ecosystem here, like cropland pond ecosystem, like different types of ecosystem. Same procedure. There are the abiotic component and abiotic components are given. Now you have here the next part is the component of the ecosystem. The components of the ecosystem: the energy component, the abiotic component and the biotic component. The energy component includes the sun. Sun is the main source of energy which provide energy to all the ecosystem. All the life processes exist on the earth because of the energy, solar energy. Sun is the principal source of energy. Solar energy is used by the green plants to produce food by the process of photosynthesis, and that food is used by all the organisms for their survival. Next is the abiotic component. Abiotic component includes inorganic component, organic component and meteorological component. Inorganic component includes carbon dioxide, gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen. Organic components includes carbohydrate, protein, fat, and meteorological component includes temperature, rainfall, humidity, etc. These are the three parts of the abiotic component. And biotic components are the living component. Biotic components are of two types. One is the autotrophic components, one is the heterotrophic. Autotrophic means those who can produce their own food. Like green plants, they are autotrophs. They can produce their own food by with the help of carbon dioxide, sunlight, photosynthesis process, by the help of photosynthesis process. And the heterotrophs are the organisms who cannot produce their own food. They depends on green plants or the autotrophs for their food. Okay, heterotrophs again are of three types. Already said, the primary consumer, secondary consumer, and the primary producer, consumer, decomposers. And lastly, there is transformer. Who are decomposers? Also important. Who are decomposers? Decomposers are the microorganisms who can decompose the dead bodies of plants and animals. And the transformers are the organisms or bacteria who can transform the substance decomposed by decomposer into simplest substance so that it can be easily returned back to the environment again. Okay, very easy part. These are only for definitions. And next part is the energy flow in the ecosystem. How the energy flow in the ecosystem. In the ecosystem, there are three processes of energy flow: acquisition of energy, use of energy, and transfer of energy. Acquisition of energy means the sun is the main source of energy, and the solar energy is used by different organisms to produce green plants to produce their own food, and by the process of photosynthesis the green plant can produce their food and by using solar energy. And this is the process by which the food stored in different parts of the body can be utilized by the other organisms, that is the heterotrophs, use these plants food and they for different body functioning. In this part there are two parts, that is GPP and NPP. This is only for short question. GPP means gross primary product and NPP means net primary product. Next, use of energy. The energy that is stored in the green plants is used by heterotrophs for different life functioning. And transfer of energy is always unidirectional, that is in hierarchical order. Always the energy moves from green plants to the highest level, not from the highest level to the green plants. From the base there is green plant, always the energy flows in unidirectional method. Always the energy flow in unidirectional method, not in the opposite direction. And this concept was given by Professor Lindemann in its 10% energy loss. Next, there is one characteristics of energy flow. You will get this part, that is Lindemann 10% energy loss. This was a very important part which shows that in every level, there are different trophic level that we will read in the next part. There are different trophic level in the ecosystem. There are trophic level 1, trophic level 2, trophic level 3, and in each trophic level the energy decreases by 10%. That is trophic level 1 to trophic level 2, when energy is moving, it is decreased by 10%. Then trophic level 2 to 3 decreased by 10%. This is the process. This procedure is called Lindemann 10% energy loss. Then concept of trophic level. Trophic level, the level through which the food energy passes from one group of organisms to the other is called trophic level. There are 4 types of trophic level. Trophic level 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Trophic level 1, there is green plants. Trophic level 2, herbivorous. Trophic level 3, carnivorous. And trophic level 4, there is feed from both the 3 levels. Then there is ecological pyramid. All the food chains and food web are in pyramid-like shape. That is, the base is broad. The base is broad, and gradually this is the producer. Then there is herbivorous, means then there is carnivorous, and then there is herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. See the figure, it is rectangular in shape or pyramid-like shape. The base is broad, that is the amount or the number of producer is maximum, and gradually it is decreasing, and so it takes the pyramid. This is called ecological pyramid. Ecological pyramid are of 3 types: pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of energy. These are the 3 types of pyramid. Pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy. Pyramid of number means the number of species, number of organisms from base to the top of the pyramid always decreases in number. So it takes the shape of a pyramid. This is called pyramid of number. Pyramid of biomass, mass means weight. As the number of organisms decreases from base towards the top of the pyramid, it also decreases in weight. And energy, already said that according to Lindemann's energy, the amount of energy decreases at a rate of 10%. This is called the Lindemann's 10% energy loss. It is also called, this pyramid is called pyramid of energy. And next, the next part is the food chain and food web. Food chain is the transfers or the transfer of energy and nutrient from the succession of organisms by the process of eating and being eaten. How the energy is transferred? From green plants is feeded by green plants. The cow feed the green plants, then or the deer feeds the green plants, tiger feed the deer. In this way, the energy is transferred from one level to another. This is called food chain. So, food chain means food chain from producer to herbivorous, herbivorous to carnivorous, carnivorous to omnivorous. In this way, the energy is transferred from one level to another. This is called food chain. Okay, and what is food web? Food web is the most complicated form of, this is simple, only producer to herbivorous, herbivorous to carnivorous, carnivorous to omnivorous. And when this form of means this eating and this process is when it is very much complicated, it is called food web. That is, human beings, our food habit is a complex and complicated food chain, that is called the food web. The very complicated and complex food chain is called food web. And in the next page, there is a difference between food chain and food web. That only whatever discussed it is given. And the next part or the last part is a biome. Biome is a distinctive area with climatic features, soil, vegetation, where all the different organisms live. That is tropical biome, equatorial biome, tundra biome, etc. In that particular biome, only that particular type of species and animals are only found. If you want to take polar bear in here in our country, they cannot survive. And in the equatorial region, certain species of plants and animals are there, those who are accustomed with that particular climatic condition. That is their biome. The area where the organisms, both plants and animals, live is called the biome. So this is the last part of this chapter, and you should read thoroughly and do the exercise. Thank you.